The world's first race for Crown of Sorrow is changing quite a bit, with a brand new mechanic intended to make the competition more fair. We've also got some new changes coming to the Eververse store, Season 6 bounties, and some things to watch out for at the beginning of Season of Opulence. In a raid update today posted by Bungie's Luke Smith, he talked about the experiences the team plans on delivering for the world's first race. Those are power progression that challenges raiders to climb to compete for world's first, the opportunity to showcase team communication, game strategy, and player skill, and a watchable and fair world's first race. He said they wanted to try something different and make the raid available on day one. However, this means to be ready, you really have to put in the prep before the new season. In their words, they said it turned into a multi-week, cross-seasonal, powerful reward storage competition, and they're not wrong. So to try to make this race more fair, here's how the new raid will play out when it goes live on June 4th, 4 p.m. Pacific. While the contest is active, players will face an enforced challenge throughout the raid. This means power beyond certain levels will provide no advantage for the given fight. Example, the first fight, all power above 700 won't provide an advantage, and for the final fight, power above 720 will not provide an advantage. So essentially, everyone is going to be capped at a max of 720 by the end of the raid. There is no reason to level up beyond 720 if you plan on participating in the day one race. This doesn't mean you can't level up further than 720, especially if you don't plan on doing the raid. No other content's going to be affected. It just means for the first 24 hours, in the raid itself, you will be capped at these thresholds, like if you were doing a Nightfall high score run with a big power handicap. And after the 24-hour period ends, they will disable the contest and restore the power raid relationship to its usual functionality. So basically, after one day, the new raid's going to return to normal, and regardless of what power you are, you'll be able to play it and not be capped. They also said that they're going to deploy the update at 8 a.m. Pacific, and the game will be down until 10 a.m. Pacific, so that as many players as possible can get through the download and the verification step and be ready for Opulence launch. This is actually a really solid idea because it keeps the spirit of the day one rush to collect as much power as you can without allowing those who get lucky with their drops to have an insane advantage. Since being over 720 is not going to help you, everyone who puts in the effort will be on the same playing field for the first day. This is also going to prevent teams swapping in players that spent their first part of the race grinding to get a power advantage. I suspect this will be well received, especially among the hardcore players, and give other players a chance to claim world's first, which is definitely really cool. From today's This Week at Bungie post, a bunch of information dropped about the next season. Benedict99 is going to be our new go-to vendor for Season 7. He'll probably move to that nifty little space with all the hanging frames down in the annex. Benedict is going to offer a Power Surge quest instead of Power Surge bounties the Drifter offered at the beginning of Season 6. In order to get access to the new raid Crown of Sorrow, you'll need to complete this Power Surge quest, and thankfully it's account-wide, so it's one and done, not having to unlock it on all the characters like the Forges. After one character has completed this Power Surge quest, your alternate characters will be rewarded with Surge gear at Power 690. So make sure somewhere in the middle of all the grinding for power, you stop by and pick up this quest. The Drifter is seeing some changes too. Once you hit 700, the power boost received from Gambit bounties will be less potent, and even less potent after hitting 720 power. This change was to prevent people from solely focusing on all of Drifter's powerful sources, since he definitely has a lot of them. Players will only be able to claim 2 Prime Engrams on launch day, as your Prime Attunement buff is capped for the world's first race. After day 1, things will return to normal. Eververse is up next. The good old Eververse store is getting an overhaul. Of course, you'll see the new Bright Engrams for Season 7 like you always do, except this time around they'll contain a collection of community favorite legacy items. Basically a best of year 1 kind of thing. Stuff like the spicy ramen or selfie emote as an example. The armor sets that are usually sold by Eververse are also seeing a change. They'll now have fixed rolls, and instead of the individual armor pieces being scattered throughout the engrams as a random chance, you'll now have the option to straight up purchase the full armor set for silver. But those individual pieces can also still be purchased with bright dust when appearing on the storefront. Seems like the store is also getting a redesign, looking pretty similar to the kind of stores you'd see in games like Apex Legends or Fortnite, with specific items taking the center stage to obviously make it more enticing. Upon purchasing an item for silver, it will be sent into your inventory wrapped up like a present, and you can either refund the item within 7 days or open the item and keep it permanently. Once it is opened, it cannot be refunded. You've also still got your Bright Dust section, so you don't have to spend any real money if you don't want to. All seems fine here. They usually update the store every season, right? Other important stuff you'll need to know. They said if you haven't unlocked the last Perdition pulse rifle from Shaxx or the service revolver hand cannon from Zavala, these weapons will be unavailable in Season 7 for a limited time until a fix can be deployed for a bug that popped up late in development. If you already unlocked them, you can still get them from rank up packages in the new season, but if you haven't, you'll have to wait until the fix. Also, pretty important bug here that they made note of. Players who join in progress in the Crown of Sorrow raid's first encounter will spawn in dead outside of the encounter space. Uh-oh. So to avoid this, Bungie recommends all Fireteam members be joined up with their team prior to launching the raid. Kind of a light week on news, but next week the 3 pinnacle weapons are going to be revealed along with the Season of Opulence roadmap and likely a Season 7 Vidoc. This happened just 5 days before Season of the Drifter began, so you can bet they'll be sticking to the same schedule. I want to know what you guys think the new 3 pinnacle weapons are going to be for Opulence. I'm going to guess a sniper for Crucible, an auto rifle for the Vanguard, and a shotgun for Gambit. Leave your predictions down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.